actually had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was telling all my teachers that I was going to be either an attorney or a truck driver, which drove them crazy because they were like, you're wasting your time. I didn't put a lot of effort. And finally, one of my teachers was fed up with it. And he said, if you don't tell me exactly what you're going to do with your life, I'm not going to let you walk. And by that time, I had barely enough points to graduate high school. So I was not the best student in the world, but I had enough points that they had to let me walk. He talked to my counselor and they both agreed, since I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life and I was coasting, barely making it by, that they weren't going to let me walk until I told them exactly what I was going to do. So one of my buddies had just started working in this mortgage company and he was telling me about it, and I told him my problem, and I go, let me interview the owner of your company and I'll say I'm going to get into mortgages. He's like, oh, that's great. So my buddy and the owner of his company picked me up and we go to this pool place and we shot the shit and shot pool for a few hours. And by the time that I was done with that pool game, I had my interview with him. I did pass. I got like a B+, which was a perfect grade for me. But I also came out of there with a job offer. The owner of that company told me that when I graduated, if I got my mortgage license, that he would give me a job. So at that time, I graduated at 17. I had to wait a few months. So I worked in roofs with one of my clients now. I'm actually doing a loan for him right now, the original OG guy that gave me my first job. I worked on roofs carrying hot tar, and I was the only person on that roof that spoke English. So I was able to hustle my way off the roof by doing a cool little business deal on the roof. I got my license for mortgages, and that was all she wrote. I started working in 1994. I did my first mortgage for Montrese Simmons. Still remember the family's name. It was a crazy start because it was a traumatic start. I was in the hood refinancing Montrese and her sister's family home, who they had left to them, and they wanted to do a cash out refinance to fix this property up. And I was their hero of the day because nobody else would approve them. I'm sitting at their house and somebody banged on the door. And when I turned around to look who was at the door, when I looked at the table, there was nobody at the table. Now, mind you, each of these women, Montrese Simmons and her sister, were about $350 a piece. They were not small women, and they had all hit the deck. So I looked around and I did the only thing a normal person would do. I hit the deck with them. And they're like, oh no, it was just one of the baby daddies bringing shoes for the kids. So that was my first mortgage experience ever. Welcome to the mortgage world. But I'll tell you this, I'll never forget the feeling of closing Montrese Simmons and her sister and them crying and thanking me for the money that we gave them, because now they were able to fix the house, fix the roof, and they felt safe. So I gave them that security, and that's when I think that bug really hit me. It was definitely the beginning. The journey has been long. This is going to be the 28th year that I've been lending in South Florida. So in those 28 years, I've been through 2 recessions. One of them was a debacle. It was like full blown. I was a millionaire. I went homeless. I'm working my way up now again with this new company called Ensource Financial, which is the culmination of everything that I've learned and all the mistakes that I've made back from the beginning. Well, this mark right now was formed through, first of all, like an egoic death and a way of losing everything. Literally, I was quote unquote successful. I was successful by my own definition of success. I was successful. I had my own company. I had clients that loved me. I was married. I was making a lot of money. I had a nice house, had a nice car. I could eat anything I wanted. I was also stressed out. I was very, very overweight. I was not taking care of my health. I was unhappy in my marriage just because I didn't understand. I started so young. So my journey was going through all of these ups and downs, going through a debacle, losing everything, becoming homeless, swearing on my life that I would never do another mortgage again. I never wanted to go through that again because it was painful. And then realizing it's what I'm best at. And also, everybody that was doing it at that time fucking sucked, man. They were ripping clients off. People were going through this hard time. They didn't know what the process was, what was taking, and they were paying all these exuberant fees, man. Because education and transparency is not like it was done today. And mortgage brokers were getting rich and fat, ripping a bunch of people off, and they had no idea. And I thought that sucked. You know, every time I tried doing a loan with another company, because I ended up consulting for some of the mid to larger lenders in South Florida. Some of these people, I helped them establish reverse mortgage campaigns. Some of these guys, I helped them, like I consulted them how to get more business, but then the business would come in and they would rip people off. And I also, for a while, I was a talent manager, like a headhunter for mortgage talent. And I would call these people up and tell them that I had this great opportunity, and I really didn't have a great opportunity for them because the opportunities were kind of shitty. And I felt like the mortgage industry was broken. And this is where the most important part is. I felt like the mortgage industry was broken and nobody was doing something about it. So I went out and built a company fixing everything that I saw, not only the mistakes that I've made, but mistakes that I saw other people make and all the pain points of you guys as buyers. So I did away with the bait and switch, the high fees, charging a bunch of junk fees to people. Everything is transparent. You always know where your loan is. My rates are low. My fees, like everything is really, really low. And I have a bunch of specialty products to help the people that need the help the most. It's something I learned here with my parents, that there's more in giving than receiving. So my business is built now on fixing what was broken. So I say mortgages sucked. So I fixed that. Mortgages with my company are amazing. They're awesome. They're fast. They're efficient. They're less expensive. And on top of that, we do it with service, with a smile. The we got your attitude. There's a culture in my office that we got your back no matter what happens. We got our realtors' backs. We got our partners' backs. Like right now, we're closing a loan where the listing agent, the person, the owner of the house, he forgot to order a payoff for permits. So now the buyer can't close on time. It's 2 weeks and he's gonna have to pay an extension fee because the rates are going up. And is it his fault? No, so I'm not gonna charge my client. You know what the realtor said? Figure it out. He doesn't care about the client. You know what we're doing? We're paying for the client because it's not fair for him to pay for it. So that I got your attitude has helped us even in a market with rising rates and a market that's looking scary. Now we're doing better than ever because now the difference is way more visible. It's visceral. People can, it's tactile. You can feel it. You can taste it. $80,000 more in house with the same payment is a big fucking deal. Helping people save a couple of $1,000s per closing, that's a big deal. And even a bigger deal is the peace of mind that you get when you call us and we pick up the phone, man. And we treat you like a human being, not like some number in a machine that's here to serve me. So I grew up in a very religious household. My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses, and I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and it gave me a lot of things that I didn't even know. It was like they Miyagi'd me. So now that I'm an old man and I built this company with transparency is number one. Not only to our clients, but to our real estate partners, our referrals, everybody. Everybody gets told exactly what's up right away without hiding anything. And also, we look for solutions for these problems before we talk to people. So that I got your attitude, that our culture, before I call somebody with a problem, I'm already calling them, presenting 2 or 3 solutions. So it just helps us be more upfront. When it comes to, for example, pricing, I feel like people deserve the best rate that they can get. And that's the best way to treat people. And that I learned from my parents. My parents say that there's more in giving than receiving. When I was young, I didn't get that. But now that I'm older, this company struggled a lot at the beginning because we make very little money per transaction. But now, since people are referring us, people are talking great about us, we have over 200 video testimonials of clients raving about our services. Now there's more in giving than receiving is becoming true. And we're growing at like 100% clip per year, which is not normal for other mortgage companies. And it's because we're doing a kick-ass job. We're a mortgage company that does not suck. We do the right thing. So people make buying a home super complicated and they make it seem like this whole thing, and the transaction is really not that complicated. People make it complicated because the more complex it is, the more you gotta pay. But it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All you gotta do is figure out what your credit score is and how much you pay monthly on debts. So whatever's on your credit report, the money that you make and the money that you put away, and the last thing is the property, and that's it. All you need to do is figure out how much money you're making, how much money you pay on a monthly basis, and we do a simple math, and we tell you exactly what's the max you qualify for. And with our company, that takes about 24 hours. With some other people, it'll be different, okay? I can't speak for your expense everywhere else. Ensource Financial, 24 hours, you have exactly upfront, you know how much you qualify for, what your payments are, what your closing costs are gonna be, everything that you need to make an educated decision on the type of home that you qualify for. Plus, we got a bunch of cool programs. My dad was a garbage man growing up. So check this out. My Hero Next Door program is for first responders, teachers, nurses, anybody that serves a community. And I was thinking, man, my dad was my hero. So just recently, I'm doing a loan for a guy that's a garbage man, and I told him the story of my dad. And I grew up in his garbage company, welding my name and, soldering my name into the sides of big garbage tins when I was like 10, 12 years old. The first car I ever drove was a rear loader, I think it was like a 10-wheeler 15-speed garbage truck that I learned how to drive in a landfill, gripping onto a rear like a 24-yard can. It was super crazy. That was my first experience driving. So for me, garbage men are heroes. The heroes in our company, they get reduced rates. We remove processing fees, and we give them back money for their appraisal. So we show up, and sometimes I put money in a money gun, shoot it in the air. I'll show up with a big check, or if they're boring, I'll just send them a cash out. You choose. The money gun is by far my favorite because I'm an adult and I get to act like a child, I'm living out my dream life, man. I really am. I love what I do. Purpose in life is difficult for most people because they haven't thought about it, but a long time ago I did an exercise that taught me my purpose. And it was this exercise, Steve Pavlina, and it was a blog, back when blogs weren't even cool, at the beginning of the internet. This guy had Steve Pavlina's blog for intelligent people, and one of the blog posts was how to find your life's purpose. It was a simple exercise, simple enough if you stick with it. He said to write what you thought was your life's purpose on a paper until you cried. And I did that for days, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm not crying at any of these things. And then one day I wrote, my purpose is to figure it out in life to become successful or high determined success, and then to show others how to do it. So my company is an expression of who I am and what I believe in. It's run by a belief system. It's not run by profit, and it's run by people and by doing good. And that is my expression in life. Plus, it also helps me serve my purpose because I was born in a small Hispanic neighborhood, barely graduated high school. I shouldn't have the things that I have in my life. But I'm showing people that if you really dig in and look at and create something that's beneficial for other people and something that you love, then you can get anything you want as long as you put that consistent effort over time. And that's where we're at today. So my life's purpose is showing everybody that's watching this that you can create any life you want as long as you, number one, know what it is that you want to create, and number two, give it consistent effort over time. The third part is you're just going to start achieving your goals. It becomes addictive. You get bigger, bolder until you think that you're capable of anything. And then all you got to do is apply that formula of consistent effort over time, and you can literally get anything you want. Ensource Financial is a product of me thinking when I was dead broke and homeless, writing insole circles in the shower door, thinking about what it meant to have this company. Ensource Financial. It's a combination word that I made up. It's an Ensole circle, which is a Zen Japanese symbol, which expresses who you are at that moment in one breath. So it's your Zen, it's how you feel. And this company is my Zen. It's my expression, my gift to myself so I can express myself to the world, my gift to my clients because I express myself by giving more to them than I take, and it's a gift to everybody because the more we grow, we get all this energy and we put all this motion behind it and we do better. And energy and motion is emotion, and emotion is what takes care of us. Ration justifies, emotion is what actually gets things done.